Hello everyone. Hello Thomas. Yeah, sorry, I have a little bit of an issue. I can't see the chat as usual, so I have to open another window. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. You know, technology, every time something new. But I see Thomas is here. Thank you, Thomas, for the early tipping, by the way. Thank you. And thank you, Chris Piper, also, who left a nice tip during the week. And Future Bass, Raph, the London is burning. Maurizio, hello, Maurizio. Z-Man, Paul, the Breakfast King of Loyola. Srich. Hello, Diglers Dirk. Magic Berber. Hello Grass. Hello John. Hello Max. Max Headroom. Matt. Orkin. Andorra's Revenge. Hello everyone. It's my honesty falling with no So sorry, I can't put your comments on the screen now, but I'll try to read them on another window as we go. Yeah, hope everyone is doing fine. We started with an oldie, Annie Williams, a singer who did a couple of EPs, maybe 3 actually, all in collaboration with Mark Van Earn of Locust fame. This was released on Apollo, which was the ambient offshoot of RNS. So this came out like when, 31 years ago already. Sort of, I don't know how futuristic that was back then. I don't remember, but I bought that back then actually. And why am I playing that tonight? Well, there might be a reason. We'll see about that. But I hope everyone is doing good. Week 2 of World War III. I know. Not the best way to live a life, but we have here right now. So I hope you're doing fine. I hope you guys got some cool stuff since last week. Let me see. Your bank account is empty, and Andreas. Well, so that's my fault, I guess. But if I be faulted for something, I'd rather be that than than a war. Kefir Geek, hello. Marcella, long time no see. Hope you're doing good. Well, I'll maybe see you in a little bit of a month. I have a bunch of cool stuff for you tonight, all new, but let's see. Let's start with something quite amazing. Herkimer, I'm the Dead, Zelvia, Bernd, hello everyone. And if you're in a good mood already, by all means, leave us a thumbs up, and if you want to support the stream, as Thomas and I think I heard someone else beeping already, Sean, Bernd, Sean the Vinyl Dreamscape, Bernd and Digler Dirk. Thank you guys for leaving early tips in the coffee jar as well. Well, you can do that as them. Follow the links in the description of the video and tip your DJ of the night. So there'll be quite some jazz tonight, but as you would expect, also the opposite of that. And hello, DJ Fancy Clad. How's DC? The Morphogenesis, yeah, that was a good one. Hello, 40 Man. We're listening to a record about peace, but also about death. A Portal to Here by Work, Money, Death. A collective, the latest album from a collective who saw one of their members pass last year. And some of the members were also dealing with health problems, namely the tenor player we're hearing, Tony Burkill, who was dealing with really awful pain problems. And this track is actually called Pain Becomes Prayer, and the prayer becomes a song. It's a double LP, 4 long-form tracks of pure trance-like beauty, but also sorrow, healing. I guess, yeah, you would say this is a record about healing, and don't we need that right now? Hello, Jeffrey. Photech, yeah. Yeah, I have quite some Photech, some early stuff. Hello, Spiderland. And Ed, hello, Ed. Ed's joke. What is the opposite of jazz? 21st century jazz? Well, this is 21st century jazz that, I guess, goes back to mid-late 70s spiritual jazz. Hello Thomas Kiefer, Eclectic Vinyl. So Ruby, yeah, let me put it in the chat if I can. The Ruby EP by Annie Williams and Mark Van Heunen. Okay, there's an issue here. I don't know why. Something new to learn from. So I'll put it here. So I won't be able to interact visually with your comments on screen, but yeah. Yeah, Grass. This feels like music you would feel, you know, when it feels like the world hits a crossroads and takes one direction and leave a whole range of possibilities. And this feels like musicians going back to that crossroad and deciding to to follow one of these paths that was left away. Hello Daniel, how you doing? Salut Pinap, hello Art Noulart. Do I have something from the Von label? I'm not sure. Okay, I know what happened, why I can't put your comments on screen, and I can't change it while the stream is live, but my bad. Sorry guys and girls. So where were we at? Hello Ainogarde, how are you doing? There's a fairly long essay in the back of the album from the boss of the label, who seemed very connected with the musicians and felt the disarray of the band as it affected the label as well. British band, recorded in Leeds. The label is called All Things Analog. And let me put you a link for that. Here it is. Hello Pat, how are you doing? Hello Shane. Australia, huh? Nice. Okay, I got a lot of people broke last week it seems. I might as well tonight, we'll see. Hello Greg. How are you doing? Thank you VD and Breakfast King of Loyola for leaving tips in the coffee jar. Merci beaucoup les amis. Hello Zetman, how you doing? Wayne's musical version of The Worlds from 1979. 8, okay. I think it does, Daniel, huh? Not just gentle and light, but also deep. You're welcome, Endora's Revenge. Yeah, exactly. Neil Hines, who's basically the, I think, the main composer on this. Not the one from the Roddles. Raph, would I call this spiritual? You decide. I think the word spiritual might be one we need to put a little bit behind us for a little while. When you see how much it's being used right now to justify certain missions governments put themselves up to. Hello, Slowthrop. How you doing? What a track, and the whole album is like that. 4 tracks, quite different from each other, but if you like this, you should really be at home during the whole 50 plus minutes of that album. And now we visit a friend from last week. Again, topical. And now we can hear him at his fullest musical expression. Yeah, future bass. Actually, instead of using the word somewhat historically about music, we should talk about it, what it means. I agree. Hello. Ooh. The clinic, Andras. Okay. The singer is playing the trumpet here. And you know who that is. Record from 10 years ago. Even more topical now. Yeah, straight out of today's news, right? Abdullah Miniawy. We heard about him on this podcast for the past 2 years now. And that was one of these few records of his that I thought was really good. That was missing with the American duo called Gary. I don't think they do much anymore right now, but this record is, well. So Abdullah plays the trumpet and sings, obviously. And here you got the link in the chat now. Matt, you're welcome. Yeah, somewhat dark, for sure. But I would rather say dangerous than dark in this case. This feel unsafe. And I guess I want my music to sound unsafe as much as possible. Okay. Interzone music, I like that, Ed. The Naked Lunch. Wow. Thank you, Grass and Daniel, both for leaving nice tips in the coffee jar as well. Merci beaucoup. This is happening thanks to you guys. But everyone who's turning up now or later, if you're not watching this live, by all means leave me a comment, let me know what you think, what I missed, what you have on your mind, and you can still support the channel whenever you want. And I never know what's gonna happen. Now a record I felt really passionate about since I believe it was maybe late November or December since I first heard about it. And talking about the Interzone, I guess this would be fitting as well. Daniel would classify their music as decisions. I don't know exactly what he means, but I don't need to understand everything. Questions are more interesting than answers, right? When it comes to art. So this little record, we already visited actually. But it left such an impact on me for a bunch of reasons that I thought, there's more to say about this. Far more. Oh, we're quite a lot already tonight, so that's fine. That's nice to see. Yeah, tonight I already prepared enough. I could do 3 shows in a row. But that just means I have high hopes for the discussion, interaction, the sharing. Very minimalistic, but at the same time not really. Hello, Derek Higgins. How you doing, my friend? Yeah, the Derek just got a bunch of new synthesizers that I'm sure he should. Yeah, he doesn't have much time for us mortal people. Yeah, minimal goodness, as Raf is saying. He's putting David Nance album, yeah. Hello, Bobby Braden. And that's when someone should... let's see how it goes now. If people have... Oh, well, good timing. Sorry, how you doing?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm good. Every time I listen to that album, I feel great. I played another track from that album 2 weeks ago here.
Nice.
Soriab, See You, your first album under that alias. Soriab from Italy by way of London, if I'm not mistaken, or Bristol?
Yeah. No,
Okay,
London.
And we also have Flor. Flor, who's
Hello.
a fellow French woman. Bonsoir, Flor.
Bonsoir.
So this is something a little bit novel here that I think might be interesting. Dario, who hails from Italy, who puts out this music, who's had already a fairly extensive music career, even if he's branching out. Now we have Flor, who's a great artist in her own, who's also the label manager of the label that puts this one out. So we have the pleasure of having the artist and the person who decided that this needed to exist in the physical world, which is something we love here, vinyl records. So Dario, this came out in about a month,
Ago,
big
yeah.
month ago or so.
3rd of Feb, yeah.
What has it done for you so far?
What you mean, like the process of producing it, or since
No,
it's been
right,
out?
just the reception of it so far. I heard you just came back from a little tour in Asia, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, where I assume you played some of this.
Yeah, as well. Yeah, reception has been great. Like there's media is talking about it, and I mean, I'm satisfied that it's out. To be fair, because it's a completely new approach for me. But since music has always been like a sort of emotional journey for me, it's always like new things to try and test.
Yeah. For people who don't know you, I would say you started your musical career, I don't know exactly, like 15 years ago, maybe?
Nah, less than that. Oh yeah, I mean,
Okay.
like releasing stuff from 2018, I guess. But
Okay.
yeah, musical career 15. Yeah, you're right.
And I guess you would mostly be associated with like bass music, post dubstep, and everyone who starts in dubstep at one point or another, you need to make a living. So in the clubs, you need to. I'm sorry to say it, but
No.
That's quite true, actually.
which doesn't mean that techno can't be as artistic and as experimental as dubstep, as we could hear here. Like, obviously, reducing this to techno is unfair. Like, what were you attempting to achieve with this record? And where did this come out from? What were you maybe going away from with that?
So basically, like I don't know, like to be fair, like I started sequencing more stuff, like rather than like thinking about like structure too much, and as like a sort of healing from like sometimes overthink about spending like 1 year in one tune, why not one day? And it was more of a sort of whatever comes out, and I'm not gonna overwork it because I just want to express myself, like, and it has to stay like this, like as pure as it is. And the only rule was 4 takes because the first track was produced on 4 takes, and that
So
was it.
these are live takes in the studio.
Yeah, like four takes, like
Mm.
overdubbed takes. So
Yeah.
like started from something and
So
then like
what I mean is, it's not just computer Ableton music that
no,
like, yeah,
no. I use Logic, in fact, but
yeah,
it doesn't make
yeah,
it's not it doesn't make like a
yeah. I
difference,
guess
but it's
you
more
you
hardware.
create
Yeah,
your rhythms and your melodies on Logic, and then you play them with
yeah,
the effects and the synthesizers, etc.
yeah.
Was there a lot of hardware involved, or is it mostly software?
No, it's a bit of both. Like, I mean, the approach is like the same that I had for from before, but it's just like more radical, synthetic, and minimal, basically.
And when you do what you usually do, which is like dance music and DJing, touring this, how do you play this music out?
I use it as a tool in between like different like tracks that I know that they would work best. I'm not a big Flor knows about this. I'm not a big lover of playing my own tunes. So
Yeah,
I try. I
I
try. I try my
understand that.
best. I try my best. But the way I tried was to to use it as tools basically in between two tracks.
Flor, you put your money where your mouth is and you put that one out. So you wish he would play it more himself, right?
Yeah, that's it's funny because we had this conversation maybe a month and a half ago, and because I I, I remember you just did a mix for, I don't remember, Rinse or for what, I can't remember the channel or the radio, and
Richard
there was not
Fearless.
a single tune taken from CU, and I was like, what the fuck? It was quite funny because yeah, for me, there's these two things. I think that when you're making, I mean, because I'm also making music, I can say on my personal side, it took me a while before I was comfortable enough with my music to play them inside my set. And also, I think that, even for me, playing tunes taken from this album is not very easy, was not easy at the beginning because for me these tunes are, you know are a whole, it's a whole universe in itself, and it's difficult to just take one of the tune out and imagine it in between of other stuff, when actually when you do it works very well and you're surprised because yeah, these tunes are very interesting because they are both very unique and very a little bit like, ambient kind of techno, in the sense of that you can be really, you can have a deep um, experience in listening to it, but it can also work on the dance floor. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny to even personally, I also had the same experience when I was like, how can I play these tunes? And then you start playing them and you're like, actually it works with everything, which is great.
Funnily enough, I'm kind of behind you. Like, I still struggle to play my own tunes, which is why during my career, we only played live. So we
Mm.
had no
Yeah,
choice. We
yeah.
had to. But yeah, I think like, in a way, um, which is funny since like Dario is Italian as well. I guess there's a tradition with people like Marco Shuttle and what's his name, the drummer guy who's in Berlin. His name escapes me now. This sort of very cyclic
Mm.
techno music that where there's not that much emphasis on the attack on the drum sounds, which
Yeah.
opens up the possibilities for the ear of like when and how and why I listen to that.
Yeah, it's more of a concept of space, I guess.
Yeah, something that is not necessarily the function doesn't jump on your in your ears instantly. That you can, there's some room for interpretation of what is this for. So
Mm.
more subjectivity.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna play a track again, the one I played last time, because I want to discuss this a little bit with you,
Okay.
Dario. So let's go. as this one is definitely way more obviously a track you could play out, which I will and I have.
Good.
Yeah, this one was actually the single. It was the first track that we released before to announce the album, because I think that it describes well what I was saying earlier, the fact that it's, I could talk about this album for a while, but to talk about that track, I'm always very impressed about how, the building, the way everything, very elegant, it's very elegant techno music, and everything is very subtle, but at some point it's very raw and very urban to my ear, and yeah, it's a very fun track.
It did grab me almost instantly, and I think because for me it's sort of like the golden number of what a great dance floor track should be. There's something very sexual about it. It's body music. You can, as a DJ, I can already picture bodies touching each other on the dance floor, and that this is what a track like that is about. There's also, obviously because of that, there's a sense of danger in it, of something that is not safe, not okayed by the inspectors in a way. And there's just enough syncopation for this to be psychedelic as well. So it's hard and psychedelic at the same time, which makes it timeless for me.
That's always very nice to hear, don't you think, Dario?
Yeah, hearing compliments is not always the easiest, but there you go, you decided to come on, so deal with it. So there's 4 people here, like, who is it? Oh, Max, Bobby, Thomas, John, who ordered 2 weeks ago when I played, who just got their copy this week, and who else? Jay, Raf is gonna order it now as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
I would be.
Thank you.
Where they are.
Oh, I think I put the. Let's see. I put again here the Bandcamp link in the chat. So if you order from Bandcamp.
It's actually me sending them.
Yeah, exactly. So you can write a little private message also to Flo if you want.
I know that.
Yeah, and here, for people who don't know how dance music is produced, when Dario was earlier talking about how he did maximum 4 takes, here you can totally hear the live aspect, the subjectivity, where with him basically turning the knobs of the effects. So he has all this music that he's written and composed and produced, and now he's playing it live and recording and maybe doing some other dubs and fine-tuning after. But that's also what makes it work even more for me, as you can hear the subjectivity in action here in a very, which makes it probably even more dangerous in a way. And for people who watch this, who listen to all types of music and who have a sort of basic understanding of techno, this is definitely a techno track. As far as I'm concerned, you might have a different opinion, Dario.
I do.
There you go.
No, it's alright. It's a dubstep, dub techno track.
Yeah, which means it's a techno track.
As well, yeah.
It's a techno track because there's no claps that are punctuating the track, and there's a big bass drum that is at a tempo that is mostly techno. I'm not precious about it being techno, that it adds anything or subtract anything. It's just that from a DJ perspective, when I hear that, I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna make my techno DJ set. So techno dubstep, a dub techno track.
Yeah, I guess.
I totally get what you're meaning, but maybe explain a little bit.
No, I mean the idea was like to create something like a sort of stepperish, to be fair, at the beginning, but then like dark and minimalistic, and then like those like techno chords like from my Nordic like just happened, and I was like, okay, let's continue it. So, and also a bit like Cumbian vibes as well, like which I tend to do like with syncopation of the shakers in my music anyway, but it just came out like more, I don't know, just darker, I guess, and that's it. And then I just jumped with the techno chord and took like just basically changing like parameters every 16 bars or something. Yeah.
For me, this is typically the type of tracks. If I made the track, I would want to play it live, not DJ it, play it live. Have you got a chance, or have you got plans to for that?
I did at the Point Ephemer like release party in Paris
Oh,
like 2 weeks ago. Well, was it 2 weeks? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reaction was good as well. I liked it.
how long did you make the track last?
I
Because that's the
can't
beauty
remember
with stuff like
that.
that.
Yeah. I think I can't remember now. Maybe
You
4
remember
minutes,
we talked
5.
5 minutes before the live, and I said, like, let's not be too nerdy, and look at what I'm saying and what I'm asking.
No, that's not too nerdy.
So, Flor, what about that album? And how do you know Dario? And what made you think, since you have a label that has gotten some acclaim, but you don't release that often, you're not like a typical techno label that releases like 12, 20 records a year.
No, definitely not. And I don't consider my label being a techno label.
No.
That's why it's funny. So I've started running Polar 10 years ago, and I started running it
You're
with
from Lyon, right?
yeah, absolutely.
Which
Lyon.
Lyon has this amazing scene for
Yeah,
dance
absolutely.
music. It's one of the top 4, 5 cities in the world where, as a live act doing electronic dance music, you could be booked there several times in the same year. It's really
Absolutely.
something.
And there's always been a very interesting scene for different kind of music, actually, but for punk, for dub music, for even the area like Grenoble, or there are so many like important techno artists in the history of French electronic music.
Also,
And
maybe the festival Positive Education, which is in the enemy city.
but I'm very sad because it doesn't exist anymore. And but historically we have a festival called Les Nuits Sonores.
Yeah, which is
Yeah,
amazing.
that has really helped, shaping a scene like very. I mean, it's not because of Nuits Sonores that we have a strong scene, but in electronic music, I think it definitely helped because it pushed everybody to be more professional and to collaborate more. And I mean, so yeah, I started Polar 10 years ago, and from my personal background, I come from bass music, and when back in the days, I used to DJ drum and bass. That's really my roots. And it's funny because I'm really not a techno head at all, except some artists. But I don't have a big culture in like classic techno, and so yeah, I've released. I don't know actually. I think we've released 30 release, something like that, and Some of them were compilations or remix compilation as well. And Dario's album is actually the second album I released on the label. The first one was my own album released 5 years ago called Rituals, and it's funny because I met Soreab. I mean, it's a funny story. I went in London a year. When was it? Yeah, like not last January, but the January before last year, because I was playing in London, and I also stayed a couple of days, and I went to this place called the Bath House because I wanted to meet someone I was in touch with through Instagram. And so I went there, and there I met an artist called TSVI that I knew before. And TSVI was with Dario. So we got introduced that way. And so we spent, the evening talking, blah, blah, blah. And actually, at that moment, I knew his artist name, because I think I've received a promo or something a couple of weeks before, but I didn't know about Baroque Sunburst, the label he runs with his friend Big Hands. And so yeah, so we talked a little bit, and then I left London and came back home, and maybe a week after, something like that, another friend we have in common called Ewa. She's also a producer, an electronic music composer, and she sent me an email like, I have this friend. He sent me his album, and I'm sure you're gonna love it. Can I put you in touch? And so that's how Dario sent me See You, and it's funny because the first track, the See You one, the track that opens the album, was really the statement I needed to listen to at that time. And then I listened to the whole thing, and it's funny because I instantly love the album. I love the very radical approach of it. Sonically, it's very personal and very radical, very
Yeah.
minimalistic. It's not overproduced, but you can feel that there's a very strong vision and artistic direction. And it's funny because it was in a moment when I had the feeling that it was the perfect timing for me to release a new album on Polar, because I had a very good memory. I really enjoyed releasing my album on my label, and I think the promotion campaign for an album is very exciting. It's longer. You have deeper collaboration with your artists, with the press agents, and it's like it's a whole dynamic that I really enjoyed when I released my album. And I was like, okay, let's see if it's something that I can also recreate, but in collaboration with another artist. And so yeah, it was just the planets were aligned. So it's a nice story.
Indeed.
Huh. Okay. And when you released your first your album like 5 years ago, it had like it resonated with French, the French scene quite a lot. You had a bunch of EPs with really good and really relevant remixers, as far as I'm concerned.
Mm.
Why you say that you needed maybe this right now? Is it sort of how does that prepare for on your side for the future of your production, since you're producing all the time and working with machines all the time? And on your side, Dario, since you have your own label, why release it somewhere else? I have some ideas about that, like the independent music business. Sometimes it's like I have this friend, my neighbor. I live in the forest on a small island here, and as you're originally Flor into the drum and bass, my best friend here is Seba, the drum and bass producer.
Mm.
and he has his own label. He always does records with his mate Paradox. Every now and then they feel they have to do an album for another label.
Mm.
Even though sometimes you feel like if I do it for my own label, then I control it all. Then I get all the rewards. So it's is it like a romantic thing to release your album on Flor's label, or what's the thinking behind it?
Because I wanted to work with someone else, you know, like I don't think I could have released it on Baroque easily, but I was like, I really want to, you know, open my eyes and like, you know, work with someone else, like which happened with Jim on Munich like last year,
Mm.
but it was on my label, so it was like collabing with someone who's been like, you know, very active in the scene, who I respect, but you know it was controlled by me. But this time with the album I was like, you know, I really want to work with someone else who I really respect, and you know, where I can learn some stuff. That's all about it, to be fair. And you know, if you can establish a good relationship, which I think we did, Flor, it's
I
even
agree.
better, you know, because you have a friend as well, and that's what music should be, you know,
I
like
mean, it's not that often that uh, that happens, that the label manager comes as well for a live interview like that. But I think it's lovely, and I thank you both for doing that. Like the Thomas here in the chat. I don't know if you can see on the YouTube page as well. No, it's
I check
Bobby.
sometimes, but
Yeah, Bobby says that he got an email the other day from you saying you were waiting for record mailers.
yeah, I mean it's a total disaster, and I'm still waiting for them. So I'm so sorry, but yeah, I'm waiting for the the envelopes to ship them, and I've ordered them like maybe 10 days ago, and I'm still. I mean, I'm sure they're lost. So yeah, so really sorry. I've spent maybe 1 hour and a half yesterday trying to reach the delivery company, and of course you just have like the bot answering to your email. So never give up. You'll have your vinyl.
We're into vinyl records here. It's first world problems. So,
Yeah.
and actually, before we listen to another track, before I leave you to your weekend, what does it mean for you to releasing that music on vinyl? Since DJing, I don't know if you use vinyl as often as you wish for, or maybe you don't.
You mean for me or
For both of you,
or both? I personally buy vinyl, but not the music that I DJ,
okay.
because all the most of the track I love putting in my set are not released on vinyl. But
But
it's
now
funny.
that you choose to release that,
Yeah, yeah. That's what I wanted to say is that I buy. I'm still very attached to albums, and so what I buy and what I listen at home is basically album. And I mean, I knew that with Dario's one, it would work, and it would. I mean, even for me, as a label owner, it's a very interesting experience to release this music on Polar, because I think that it doesn't really. People that who know Polar, I think that some of them are a little bit surprised that our latest release is this kind of, sounds like this,
yeah.
because all the previous ones are more like very bass, broken beat kind of music, footwork, this kind of thing, and and but I knew that this album would work better on vinyl than on digital. And that's why I wanted to have a try, because you do, when you run a label, you try things, and and you pray for things to work. And yeah, and actually I think I've made the right bet, because it works very good on vinyl, because I think it's what we said earlier. I think it can work both for people who want to listen to this record at home, but also there are some tunes they can DJ if they go out and want to play some music for their friends, and also I don't release vinyl very often, of course, for economical reasons, and also because I really want everything to be pretty, the
I mean,
sound, the mastering, the artwork, the print of the artwork. So it's even more expensive. So
I understand, Flor.
I
You,
choose
you
kind
live you live in the capital, the food capital in the world. You don't want to eat pasta all the fucking time
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course.
because that would be what running a full vinyl label would be. And you, Dario, last words. Like, what does it mean for you to have this out on vinyl? Even though,
Yeah.
to be honest, to be transparent, the digital version has a couple of extra tracks from the vinyl.
Yeah, and a bonus hidden track at the end. What does it mean? I don't know. Like vinyl is vinyl for me. Like I don't really know what to say about it. Like I really like my music to be like pressed on vinyl because it's precious. Like it's elite. Like it's vinyl. I'm not really, I'm not really sure what to add. Like
Nothing to add.
it's like the
That's
best
good.
like reward for your music to have it pressed on vinyl. So
It speaks for itself. It's vinyl.
exactly, yeah.
No,
Which-
and even for me, for the label, it's it's momentum. I mean, I love every release I put out on Polar, and but and it's the same. Then the promotion you do for an EP is not the same kind of dynamic than an album, and the fact that it's also released on on the vinyl is something extra. So I think it also brings some magic and excitement on the top of everything else, which I think is very rewarding and nourishing. And yeah, you have to do this sometimes. Rock
And
and
for
roll.
those, yeah, and for those interested in that, like the I put the Bandcamp link a couple of times. You can also use it to check the catalog of Polar and go listen to Rituals, Flor's album, which is very interesting, and which I guess 5 years. I mean, you're bound to have something new out pretty soon.
Yeah, I have an EP coming out with Ewa, the friend we have
Yeah.
in common with Dario, which is being released on a Colombian label called Tracks. So it's going to be released by the end of April. So this is and we are working on the new live our first live show, Ewa and myself, that we're gonna perform at Nu Sonore in May.
All right. Well, I hope I hear more from that soon. What should be what next track should we listen to? Last track for you two tonight. What do you think?
Dario, you go.
See you three, please.
See, vinyl. You have to to work a little bit.
It's a body thing.
So let's see in the chat.
Yeah, it's the perfect timing for this kind of music. Then you can
Yeah.
go clubbing after the track.
Yeah, even if this is a vinyl show, somehow there's a bunch of listeners here who only buy CDs, but they
Yeah.
come here for good information or for my digging, not curation. But thank you both for coming, and we talked about that for some time, and because of your touring. Took a little while, and there was sometimes even a little bit of miscommunication, as we might have done that last week, but but it left some time for people to get the record already in the mail before having the surprise to see you on screen and talk a little bit about it. So thank you, Dario and Flor. And
thank
I
you.
hope to hear from you and your music soon again. And I'm sure we'll talk.
Thank you very much for having us. And just a quick note, we are doing this party for the Dario and on April 10th. So if you want to listen to Soria playing his album live, it's way to go. So there's the on-site for the small club in Eastern, 10th of April. I don't know if there's some Londoners.
There is, like Bobby,
Yeah.
who actually is waiting for you to send him the album. Bobby, who's a
Okay.
great musician as well. Yeah, he's.
Maybe you want to come party with us. You know where to find us.
Who knows? I might as well. Yeah, although no, that's the
Okay.
weekend of. No, that's the weekend of Den Bosch, the biggest record fair in the world, in the Netherlands. 4 days of digging for records. Yeah.
Okay, so no chance
Next-
we'll see you then.
No.
Next time.
Thank you guys. I'll see you soon.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye bye. How about that, huh? So yeah, a little bit of an unannounced little chat. I hope you enjoyed that, with the added perspective of Flor, who decided that this needed to exist in the physical world and reach us even more than just the traditional way dance music these days is produced. So here, this track, yeah, much faster tempo, but as you can hear, a lot of stuff happening while this still being very minimalistic. Again, a huge sense of emergency in this. Topical again, huh? And thank you, Greg, the OGCs, for leaving a little tip in the coffee jar as well. Merci beaucoup. Yeah, and again, I'm sorry guys, I did a little mishap in the programming of the stream, and I can't put your comments on screen, and I literally have to to go to have a YouTube page open so I can read them at the same time. Unfortunately, this will be corrected next time, next week, which actually will be quite special as well, since it will be my birthday, the birthday stream, the infamous Stunty birthday Friday stream. And tonight is Friday 13th. Does that mean anything for anyone here? Is anyone superstitious? I don't think so, but I don't think it affects us here that much. Midoji Scalidili, you're a Londoner. But you will be in Den Bosch. You will meet me then. Let's hit base. Well, Future Face, thank you. And Flor is in the chat now. I see. Nice. Well, you're welcome, Grass. I try to add this, and I always think that some people ask me why I don't announce the guests, and I thought like it's more fun like that, and also if you don't know the artist, announcing someone you don't know, what does it mean for you? I guess it creates a stronger connection when you actually directly meet the person. Next record, after going deep into Soriab, See You, we will go even more minimalist, but in a quite different fashion, as you would expect. Let's see if it works together a little bit. Let's do some improv DJ mixing. now a record that's normally the kind of music that I find interesting, but it takes a lot for me to think, okay, I need this in my life. And I remember when I heard this first sort of pre-order of this, I knew nothing about that record, or barely anything. I know the instrument, and yet there was something quite unique about it instantly. And it was a two-step process to decide if this needed to be acquired and to find its way to my ears on a more ongoing basis. I remember listening to it in the day and thinking, oh yeah, this is nice. And then sometime during the evening, this stayed in my mind and I thought, yeah, hell yeah. And I went on Soundom, of all places, and got this wonderful album by Kiviad Kong. You can see him with the violin here. He plays the violin on the other side. On this one, he only plays. Well, the thing is that it's not just the instrument, it's also the way he plays it that is quite unique and something he invented. And there's a unique perspective to have with this record that I hope you will enjoy very much. Let me put the link of the record first for you. Playing with silence, always very exciting when mastered that well. Here is in the chat the link of the record. So while he was playing this in the studio, there's two tracks and both are first takes. He was in the studio, but a chill studio, since he was in good company, as he says. He had friends with him, enjoying his playing. And the motions that went through his mind playing this his first solo instrumental album, the viola d'amore, an Italian string instrument, fairly ageless. Well, no, it is. On both I said something stupid. This is it here as well. It's just that you can play it different ways. And he plays the violin as well on one track, I think. Or maybe I misunderstood it. But nevertheless, when he was playing this, improvising this, he was thinking of animals. He was thinking of a frog, of a turtle, and thinking of the idea of stepping from land to water back and forth at the pace of these animals. And the third animal he also thought about was the cat. Thinking of how sometimes a cat stops and looks very perplexed. And you watch him assessing, the geography, the geometry of his surroundings, motionless. So the parallel between motionlessness and silence here is quite impressive and at least obvious to me. Yeah, microtonal for sure, Ed. Hello S of Tens victims. Hello DJ Mr. Joel. Matt hopes for J's and 4 is okay to pay a visit to the White House. And yeah, absolutely future phase. Please don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you liked the stream so far, and the little chat we had with Dario and Flor, and the rest of the stream as well. Mr. Zosh, hello, how are you doing? Yeah, this record literally is one of these records that is the gift that keeps on giving, I would say. As I guess the rationale behind getting it first was there's so many Japanese records of koto. This sounds almost like koto to a certain extent, and very rarely do they do anything to me. They're interesting, but like, do I want to listen to them? Out of curiosity, yes, but not necessarily on a repeated listen. And I thought, well, this one does the trick, and maybe I need a record like that on my shelves for whenever I feel like I want to listen to this type of sounds. But boy, was that purchase way more rewarding than just the fact of adding an aesthetic layer to the collection. Thank you, Mr. Zosh, for leaving a nice little tip in the coffee jar as well. Yeah, I have to multitask more than usual, jumping from jumping from tabs to see your comments. So I have no idea how traditional it is to play this instrument that way, jumping from the bow to the picking, and the harmonic system he shows, if it's the traditional one as well. I suspect it is not, since this is a Latin instrument, and I hope his name gave it away, that this musician is Asian. I don't know from where. But I guess when we talk about fourth world music and think about John Hassel, because of the fusion technique here, this is obviously fourth world music in its own way, which is nice to hear someone consciously or not addressing or tackling that geography without following the lead too too faithfully to John Hassel. Oh, DJ Mr. Joel, you stay with a koto instructor in downtown Tokyo in a choir trip in '84. Nice. No, Matt, I listen to these, they're quite different. This is wonderful. Next, an artist you all know is dear to me. Matt. Well, stay. Take a rope with you so we can keep in touch with you. We're now listening to a compilation, or not exactly a compilation, since it features some unreleased stuff. So you guys maybe know that Stephen Stapleton from Nurse with Wound is collaborating with this French publishing house who does these little books of poetry, essays, surrealists, Dada, and he makes these 3-inch CDs with 1 compositions. And here's volume 2 of vinyl compilations of these tracks, On the Edge of the Outside. We're listening to None and the Star Stand. Some part of it at least. So this album, they did one 2 or 3 years ago with the 2 first CDs of that type, Stephen Stapleton, Nurse Was Wounded. And here you have 4 tracks, like almost 50 minutes of music again. And the first one was pretty good, but this one is sublime. First Nurse Was Wounded record to come out on vinyl in 2026, and wow. This came out in a print run of 400 copies, which was much higher than the previous one. Oh, not much higher, the previous one was 300, but they did again 100 copies on clear vinyl, which sold out in like less than an hour. But I think you can still find the regular edition. Let me put the YouTube, the Discogs link for it, just in case it might be of help. So the instrument, Ed, no, who was asking for the instrument? Andorra's Revenge. The instrument was the viola d'amore, the love viola. Yeah, this was a nice blend, indeed. Richie Zambrota, good call. Yeah, these records not gonna get repressed anytime soon. He's talking about the Abdullah Miniawy. He got the last copy on Discogs of one of these. Yeah, Spiral Insana, future bass. Yeah, he's got this really cool droney sound that starts as droney before he uses it in a more melodic way. Cheers, The Revenge and Raf. Thank you both of you for leaving nice tips in the coffee jar as well. Merci beaucoup. Yeah, I'm getting towards one of the objectives of tonight. That's cool. See, we're reaching midnight as well, so will there be disco time tonight? Maybe not. Do I have the entire Nurse Wuzun catalog? I want to say no, which is a weird answer, isn't it? Nurse Wuzun, as I usually say, is the only band, artist, project I allow myself to be a fan of. In the sense that I'm I'm supporting everything. Even if I decided I wasn't gonna be, that I want to still be able to. I'm looking for a record of his that I don't want to have. And there's a couple, but eventually I cave because I listen to them online and eventually find something about them that I enjoy. And it's also an artist that is still around and still producing, so that I'm supporting him. But yeah, like my Nurse with Unshell is close to 170 records now. Matt, you are correct. There's 2 records I'm still after of his, and one is, there's actually 3. 2 of them are test pressings that exist in less than 5 copies of, to the best of my knowledge. We're listening to Kora, Gestures of Perception, an album from a couple of years ago, a year or so, on the Marionette label, which released not the latest OAD record we had in the stream a month ago or so, but his previous one. Let me give you a link for that. It's a very interesting double LP. Lots of stuff happening there. This is one of the more rhythmical tracks from this. This artist, he's been around for like a long time, like 15, 20 years, I would say. But this is the latest record of his. I don't know if if there's more to come, if that's a finished project or not. I don't remember exactly how I discovered him. I believe he's from Canada, from Toronto, but I'm not totally sure about that. Let me give you the link. Yeah, this is lovely. Richie Zambrotta, Near Mint record and good cover, or VG plus VG plus. I would say VG plus VG plus, if it's a real VG plus. Thank you, Matt. And I've lost Weekend, I think it was. A new record was announced, an upcoming record from someone, an artist, band, very dear to me, was announced. And I think this one was more exciting than the previous one, which was 15 years ago. But before I address it, this is another track from the same album, because it is that strong. I thought like I'd leave a wider window open for you to make your mind up about this. Not that you need to be, it's not all about just like, I hope this stream is not just a shopping list that you tick or strike, but if it is, it's fine as well. Flor saying, oh gosh, take my money, about that record. Jeff, cheers. Hello Quint, how you doing? Stapleton, yeah, I would say he's not as much into the material world, or not in the same way we are as record collectors. As Myoth Man, hello, how you doing? Max, you're making a good point about the quality of the artwork. Actually, recently, a new record I bought. I had an opportunity to buy it for much cheaper, with a damaged sleeve, with a seam split. I mean, it's a new record, so it wasn't that expensive anyways, and I kind of regret getting it that way. It bugs me now, but this is really good. I mean, I think his first album was released in 2009, so this is 15 years later. Comes with two thick, nice, printed inner sleeves. Yeah, I know there's no one like in the mixing, mastering, cutting that might give you any clue, apart from the fact that this came out on Marionette, which is probably how I discovered it. Always something to say about labels that constantly provide. Thank you, John. John Levinson leaving a very nice tip in the coffee jar. Merci, John. I guess I'm somewhere like around 80% into my objective for tonight of you guys supporting the channel. I mean, you can always leave a thumbs up or a comment, and if you feel you spent some time with us here tonight, you could have spent it at a bar buying a couple of beers for yourself or for friends. If you can do that for your DJ, follow the link in the description of the video. What a nice record on Kora. I guess I will have to investigate his previous records a little more, which usually, before I share these records with you, I've learned from experience. I've shot myself in the foot quite a few times in the past, leaving the door open for other releases by an artist that I introduce. Me still being after potentially of other records of his before starting to the sharing, which is fine. Near Mint, no cover, or VG. No, Near Mint, no cover. VG, I don't need any VG records. Cheers, Daniel. It is information, culture, and entertainment. And maybe everything at the same time. And community a little bit as well. Navkatse, Japanese pop, indie, semi-shoegaze band which had 2 remix albums. The first one with remixes by Black Dog, Attacker, Aphex Twin. The second one, which this is a sort of a sampler, a vinyl sampler of, never got released any other way, which lifts this amazing Seafield remix. Seafield is the artist I was mentioning who's just announced a new album coming out in May. The first full-length album since Vox, which already was sort of a mini album. But the very first music of theirs since in 15 years. And listening to this stuff that is way more throwaway, you might say. It's just a remix, a commission. I'm reminded why I love their music so much. I have no idea if this is something easy to find. It could be. Let me find the link for you. Oh no, no copies available, huh? Patience then. Here's the link. Cheers, Matt. Thank you for another tip in the coffee jar. Merci. Merci beaucoup. Not the most typical Seafield track, but still you can definitely hear it's them. And it's so, I mean, there's only 2 sounds here. 2 keyboards. This looped, rhythmic, minimal melody, and then the pads. Nothing more. So remix, I'm doubtful. You know, it's that time when all these artists on Warp, Aphex Twin, Attacker, and others, they were so hip that a lot of people just wanted remixes from them for to get some of the clout. And sometimes an Aphex Twin famously say that, like the remix he did for a bunch of bands. I think it's the remix he did for Curve and the remix he did for 9 Inch Nails. They were just tracks of his that he gave the label because he couldn't be bothered to actually extract some DNA from the original tracks. And this track might be just inspired by the original track. Yeah, Eclectic Vinyl. The cover was just done by me years ago. Yeah, John. Here's something quite special. This I had to pre-order since this was released only in an edition of 100 copies. And considering the pedigree of the artist, I knew that even if I was not totally sure about the music initially, which means like the first few minutes I had listened to it on Bandcamp, I knew that it was better to take a... This is one of these few records I took a chance on not being 100% sold on it at first, and I'm glad I did take a chance on it. Let me find you the link, because this one you will unfortunately have to fight a little bit for it if you're interested in that. Does anyone care to hazard a guess on who we're listening to? The concept of it is quite weird, but also lovely. Yeah, woodwinds, indeed. Cheers, that man. So, to the best of my knowledge, this is the latest Sam Gendel album. Digital Squires. What a lovely concept. Sam Gendel, saxophonist extraordinaire, like probably one of the most constantly surprising artists of the past few years. And the mixture of these sort of MIDI sounds, that's what at first didn't work with me, but upon second, third listen, I love this. I really love this. And it's different. Here's the link for it. Good night, Flor. We'll talk later then, I guess. We still have like 45 minutes of this going on, but yeah, it was lovely to have you, Flor, with Dario, and very much like enjoy to keep discussion with you. I'll play another track from this because why not? Yeah, Matt. He has a fan base, and these tend to sell out immediately. I don't know why he does such limited pressings, but the previous one he did like that, I played as well, and well, that was released, 4 months ago. I remember pre-ordering it in the summer. So it's already quite late to get it, I guess. And the 2 people who have it for sale on Discogs at scalpers price are scalpers, obviously. The music is still pretty nice. Was I gently deriding Peter Gabriel on Derek's channel? I don't think I was. Was I? I might have. Hello, Louis. How are you doing? I have a drug rug. Yeah, okay. I've had that. This very same one since for 25 years. I think when grunge was the fad, you could find these in any sort of big convenience store around the world. In France, we called it a Peruvian thing. It's pretty cold today. We had like a huge windstorm. And yeah, I have a bunch of layers on me. How are you doing, Louis? Yes, Matt. But it might be even the other way around now. Good night, Andras, if that's what you mean. And good night to that man. A very nice mixture of acoustic instruments and really MIDI and FM synthesis sounds here. Which a few years back would have been a big no-no, but I guess culture, aesthetics, transgression has moved forward. Ooh, this is nice. There you go, Bobby. Oshkonate, a bit too un-PC for your taste. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I'm all for it. This is lovely. The next one, John, Stefan Geek, Steve Davis, I think is, amongst other people, is definitely for you. And now you got some gospel added on top of this. This track is really something. It's just really fun. It is, huh, John? Oshkanate, new stuff is always the best, I would say. Imagine living a life only being exposed to the same thing over and over and being so happy with yourself. I mean, when you're into it, where you're on the inside, I guess you don't realize, and the happiness is oblivious. But when you take a step back, I mean, if you read the little presentation I did for the stream, this week's stream, in the description of the video, I think I talk about that a little bit, especially in the current climate, social, political, economical climate, that opening our ears to the neighbor, to the outside, is crucial. It's like one of the greatest survival skills you need right now, I would say. Unless we would directly be in a confrontational dynamic with physically with other people, obviously. Now this one was a deep, deep quest. It's a record I had been after for over 15 years, probably closer to 20 years now, maybe even more. But you just, I never could find what the music was, so, and it's a compilation, so I wasn't extremely focused on it, even though it kept being in my serious want list. This is a Greek record. Goji. 4 tracks, 4 composers. Yanis Xenakis. I don't know the others, obviously, their first names. But we're listening to Vasilis Pritsiotis. And this compilation is dedicated to a studio in Athens that was initiated by Xenakis for called the XIME, Center of Contemporary Music Research, which is probably a very different sounding in Greek. So here you get some pictures of it. It's basically just a studio, an electronic music studio, which was uncommon in Greece. But like not just electronic music. It was the first studio with computers in Greece, apparently. The track from Xenakis is amazing, Mycenae A, which was compiled on these records on Carla Records. I'm not sure it's the same versions here, but this track is for piano, Celestine magnetic tape at the Dreams Constellation from 1987. It was the second work composed by Vasilis Riziotos through the use of the Ximes Polyagogy, a combined work for soloist, piano and celesta, and magnetic tape. And a good, reliable Goethe Institute. It was initially produced for concert at the Goethe Institute in Athens, with Daniel Cholet at the keyboards. Oh, John, the last Gendel, I don't remember the name, honestly, but it has an ugly cover, a drawing with some brown, yellow, red, blue of two faces, childish drawings. This just sold? Oh. Yeah, there were 2 copies available for €74.76 on Discogs. And yes, no, they're still there. Are you talking about the Sam Gendel though? That would be incredible. Yeah, no, I don't know what you're talking about, John. Yeah, it was Hardy Boys indeed. Ah, I see what you mean. One of these just got sold. Sorry about the more clunky interaction tonight, as again, for those who haven't heard me say it yet, tonight I did a little mistake in the programming of the stream, and which doesn't allow me to highlight your comments, which means I have to jump from one window to the others to read them. Bobby, I don't know if I do, but I'll make a note of double checking it. Here's something really special as well. Which one, Matt? Which is it, the Sam Gendel or the Goji? I'm not sure. So now we're listening to the Goji. Okay, yeah, it's a great little record, and there's another volume to that series which is not nearly as good. But now we're getting really deep into some of the most esoteric recordings I have. This is not Hartmut Gierken. We've listened to him or recordings involving him for the past 3 weeks now, I think. but somehow because of the label it is connected. And music-wise, also sort of like improvised chaos, krautrockish, from one of the central figures of krautrock, even though he's not that rock, if at all. Hello, Jose, how are you doing? Ah, I see, on eBay, Matt. I didn't read you well enough. So we're listening now to something quite incredible, massive. A blessing that this exists for people, for music lovers interested in the margins. Firstly, it's a pretty cool object. Yes, again, Italian Cubico strikes again. This is a 6 LP box set containing various recordings of Conrad Schnitzler as he was doing his own version of Cluster in the early 70s, mostly in Berlin. Here's the only insert, which is the stencil on the plastic PVC page. And none of these recordings exist anywhere else but in this box set. Which means that the high price it commands is not that high, I would argue. I paid something like 120 euros for it, for 6 LPs. I don't know how many copies they did of that. But they can't have done many. I doubt there's like 200 copies, more than 200 copies of that, if even. But it's so obscure that, like, presented with choice, I can understand one might hesitate. I feel this is not the time for hesitation anymore regarding stuff like that if you want physical copies of these. Yeah, Mido Giscali Dili, Krillpone is a label run by Keith Fullerton Whitman, formerly known as Hratsky, who does this series of facsimile CDRs of rare avant-garde releases, obscure, rare, historical, connected to electronic music, to vintage electronic music, one way or another so far. So these are 100% not legitimate, but doesn't mean they're not good. And he helped many discovering this stuff, growing the knowledge around it. I know I sold him a couple of records that ended up being bootlegged that way. But considering the scarcity of these artifacts, most people give him a pass, thinking that he's doing a good service to the culture. And I would agree with that, to a large extent. Pretty esoteric this, huh? And this, how official this is, well, is the only way to listen to this. Conrad Schnitzler's solo output is way less psychedelic and freaky than what we're listening to right now, which I must say I prefer this. I really enjoy this. And I will confess it might have taken a little while before I really got into it. The first two cluster albums, which is Moebius, Rodelius and Him, they sound more like that. And when I got them, like 20 plus years ago, 25 years ago, I was not ready for it. I will say it straight up. But now this is just... this is just like a fine wine. You open a fine bottle of wine in a fine living room or in a bar, and you just enjoy it. That's the same way I enjoy this. This goes on for a long time, so we might cut it short a little bit. But I could I could just forget about you guys and cruise through it by myself, but I won't do that. Yeah, Rodelius, Force of Nature. Yeah, DJ Fancy Clyde, I would agree to that. But it's very similar to that as well. Now a record that was put on my radar by one of you guys, Greg. Thank you, Greg. This is why I also encourage you always to leave me comments on these videos during the week after the stream, or now if you have any ideas of stuff you think might have slipped my radar. And this one kind of did. Doing some research, I noticed that it was in a folder of mine, but who knows how long it would have taken for me to actually tackle it. This is from a female pianist who passed away a few years ago, in 2022, I believe. She's one of these rare female jazz pianists, but she doesn't jazz fusion, and this is not a jazz album. This is a prepared piano, and it's absolutely wonderful. This was released... When was this released? This was released last year. Quite late last year, I think. But this was recorded in the mid-80s. I think it is 86, 87. This is Jessica Williams. Yeah, 85, 86, prepared piano project. If you look at her discography, she didn't really play with any one major that you would know. She basically just carved traced her own path. And if you go deep into her discography, apparently the industry was not the kindest to her always. Some of her music has been reissued since her passing in like unedited, complete editions, which means that her records were compromised sometimes. But this is just from start to end. Wonderful. Some tracks are a little more avant-garde than this. Some are a little... I mean, this is probably one of the least avant-garde in sound. Like the prepared piano is somewhat minimal. Some tracks are way more prepared. Maybe we'll listen to an example of that. I remember when Greg told me about it, he raved about the first track, the opening track, and the first track is good. It's how this caught my attention. This is the second track. This is when it really gets, it starts to get interesting as far as I'm concerned. The first one was like, oh, this is interesting. And this, oh, this is a world where I want to lose myself in. Oh yeah, Breakfast King of Loyola. She hasn't released at least anything nearly as interesting avant-garde from an avant-garde perspective. She has some fusion that is, I guess, interesting for fusion heads. But that's the prepared piano project, as this is titled. Here's the link for the record in the chat. And we're like 10-15 minutes away from the end of the stream, and I'm so close to my objective. So if you haven't yet tipped your DJ of the night and you feel you can afford it and you want to support the stream, well, you can do it later, and you can do it whenever you're finding this, tomorrow, next week, whenever. I don't plan to to go anywhere anytime soon, unless, well, we'll see. But I don't think so. So by all means, leave a thumbs up to the stream. Leave me a comment to like Greg. Remind me of the slips. And again, tip your DJ of the night. It is available on Bandcamp, Matt. I got it on Soundom, so it's still available there as well. DJ Fancy Clad. You do. I'm not gonna judge. Or am I? I don't buy from Amazon anymore at all. And I only did that maybe 5 times in total. Probably less. I remember one record I bought on Amazon. I actually didn't buy it. I made my good friend Ryan Anderson buy it for me. This just gives and gives and gives. beautiful. Some community action in the chat. Nice. That composition was called Portrait of Picasso 2. And we're going to listen to a shorter one here called Portrait of Matisse. More abstract. Very nice as well. I mean, I think I really like every single track on that album. When I say that, I mean it because I mentioned that because I can buy a record for one track. If a track is wonderful, I'm good. That's enough as far as I'm concerned. Especially when you have a lot of records and you just jump from record to record. But this one really strong album. So here it says that she never returned to the prepared piano technique after that, but continued to adopt its techniques for on other instruments. And she's a monkian, felonious monk. Which makes sense. Like Steve Lacy. Yeah, Eclectic Vinyl. Pandora's Revenge. I might have, but I don't remember the name, so I'll do a little screen cap. Yeah, Grass. I don't know why you would deprive yourself of greatness just because the whole album doesn't satisfy you as a whole. Makes no sense to me. You don't compose 10 songs at the same time. You build them one after another. It's just about capturing moments. And tonight we had a pretty nice moment, didn't we? So we're gonna end it with a little fun tune. Some French bossa nova. Not from the recent compilation. Kind of easy listening, you could say. Oh no, this is a samba. What am I saying? Yeah, French library goodness on the MPI label, Musique pour l'image, music for screen. This is une danse variée by Henry Renaud. We listened to a composition by Henry Renaud last week, played by a band led by Georges Arvanitas, Daniel Humer on drums, and Henri Texier on the bass, if I remember correctly. Here you have a whole side of short cues by Martial Solal. Pretty cool. They're very short, like some are like 10 seconds. The longest one is 1 minute and 16 seconds. But some at the end of that album there's some tunes like that. Let me put link in the chat. There it is. This sounds like please stand by technical difficulties, except from the flute now coming in, huh? Yeah, some nice, like easily listening jazz, samba, elevator music. Just to say good night to you all, and I hope you enjoyed the stream tonight. I hope you enjoyed the stream today, whenever you're watching this or listening to. And thank you, Dario and Flor, for stopping by and chatting with us about his Soreab album on Polar Records. Quite different from what we're listening to now, but that's also why I do it that way. But thank you, a little extra thanks to Thomas Corcoran, to Matt, to John Levinson, to Raph, to A Revenge, Mr. Zosh, OGCs, Daniel, Grass, Breakfast King of Loyola, Vidi, Bernd, Sean, and Digler Dirk. If you haven't already, and want me to see it live and acknowledge you, tip your DJ of the night, have a great weekend, and have a safe week, stay sane, and keep challenging yourselves with music outside of your comfort zone.